Well, it's Friday. It's payday. You would think that automatically makes people happy. But it's true that you can feel sad on the weekend. You can feel sad when you just got paid. You can feel sad when you're retired. You can feel sad in a house. You can feel sad in a car. You can feel sad as a renter, sad as a buyer. I think one of the hardest things in life is try to get yourself out of sadness, especially when there's nothing wrong. Obviously, if you're faced with an illness, if you're faced with a problem financially, your focus is on trying to solve them. There's more anxiety than sadness. Sadness comes when you don't have anything wrong, but there's a lingering emotion that's pulling you down. Why do you feel sadness? You may be in your house right now, apartment. You have pretty much anything a human would need for the basic essentials, whether you're poor, rich, or in the middle. And sometimes even rich people, they say, I'm rich now. Why am I still sad? Because poor people say, if I was rich, I wouldn't be sad. But sometimes the worst part is when you get what you want and you're still unhappy. That's a very challenging place to be. You may have always wanted a family. Now you have a family and you're still sad. You may have always wanted to buy a house. Now you have a house and you're still sad. I remember when I bought a house. It was a blessing for a season of my life, but I remember I was some of the loneliest I've ever been because I was sitting around there looking at a house and it was just me in it. And that brings a lot of sadness. I think when you buy a house, it's a trigger for sadness because you have to fill it. You have to fill it not just with furniture, but with people. And so I had a lot of parties. And then, of course, your girlfriends. And then, I got a dog. And all those things help fill a certain void. But, I think it's just part of this human experience, okay? Is that you're just struggling to get through. I think how come you feel sadness is usually it's dark outside. How come you feel sadness is usually because you haven't worked out. I didn't work out today, so I don't feel as happy as I normally do. It's dark, so there's a level of sadness. And I'm alone. So look, when you're alone, do you feel sad? It could be a higher likelihood that you're sad. The loneliest you'll ever feel is in a relationship. But how come you feel sad is either you achieve what you wanted to and now there's a void. You don't have anyone around you and there's a void. You're around people, but they don't really appreciate you. There's a void. You didn't work out. You didn't take care of yourself, so you don't feel good about yourself. You're sad. How come you're sad can have all these reasons. But here's how you trick yourself. You never ask yourself, how come I'm so happy? Now, I think some people are naturally DNA wise, they have a better level of mental health than others. Just like some people, they have a better level of physical health than others. But I think there's certain things you can do to enhance and better your life. Obviously, good people. If you can't find good people, learn to be alone. Obviously, work out. That means you got to push yourself a little bit. Obviously, one of the reasons as I get older, I don't like to be up late at night and I like to wake up early is because the darker it is, the sadder you get. And when the sun comes up, there's a level of joy because, something about light. Okay. And I sit here on a Friday night, payday. I'm very thankful for that. Good to see you, coconuts. And I am alone. I am in a car. I think I feel a little bit sad because I'm unsettled. I am at a point in my life where I think I don't know, man. To me, I'm middle-aged, so I'm kind of torn. I'm torn between the reality of I know what life is. And when you settle down, you're unhappy. And when you're not settled, you're unhappy. I know life is constant change. I know nothing lasts forever. And so for me, I don't have an illusion on what life is. say to myself, get through life one day at a time. Try to keep things simple. When you feel sad, try to get through it, because there's joy again, there's sun again, and then there's sadness again. So just try to get through it. Try to use healthy techniques. Okay. Don't waste energy on people or things that don't deserve it, or that don't have value. Don't reply, don't engage in certain things that are a waste of energy, because the more energy you waste, the sadder you're going to get. Okay, don't try to fix people, fix yourself. And that's what I feel tonight, and that's the message. Coconuts, what's up, brother? Great to see you, brother. And I appreciate you, Coconuts. You're a good man. I appreciate you always coming here strong. Coconut said, I tried the 1 bar today. He's talking about my protein bars, the coconut, the number 1 protein bars. Pretty good. They're awesome. Do you like any other flavors? No. They're all the other flavors are trash. They have, besides coconut, coconuts is the only good one, brother. The rest are all trash. I tried them all. Coconuts. What are the top 10 things you need to bring if you jump in your car and drive to Florida? Cell phone, sleeping blanket, with your, look, your cell phone, your credit card. Okay, if you're going to stay at a hotel, that's all you need. A duffel bag with a towel, a duffel bag with a bar of soap, with eye contact solution, baby powder, lotion, deodorant. I would say about no more than 4 changes of clothes. No more than 4 changes of clothes. And that's the essentials. If you're going to sleep in your car, now look, just get some blankets. I don't even know if you're only going to sleep in your car on the way down one time. I wouldn't recommend, like, you go to Walmart and you get a mattress topper and all that. You may be better off just staying in a hotel. There's plenty of hotels off I-95, which is the main highway. And, what I would tell you is, the bag of hygiene essentials, your credit card, your cell phone charger. And I would say that's it. Why? Because there's a Walmart everywhere. There's a hotel everywhere. There's food stores everywhere. Don't pack your car with a bunch of food, with a bunch of stuff. Look, you want to get some protein bars, that's fine. You want to have some basic stuff, fine. But the worst thing you can do in life is buy in bulk. Why? It leads to waste and overeating. Keep it simple. Remember, when you have a credit card, you have everything. Good job. Coconuts. You're sad. Feel moments of it, and that's what I felt led to talk about. I was going to talk about, I don't know, man. I was going to talk about living cheap, going to talk about buying a house, but I just felt sad. So I'm going to talk about how come I feel sad. There's always moments in a day where I feel happy and sad. I can't say that I go through a day. Well, some days I guess I go through limited sadness, but I go through both. And some people say that's not normal. Well, they also drink and do drugs and self-medicate in other ways, So look, it's normal to be sad. Look, again, there are some people, they're clinically diagnosed. Maybe they got major issues. So everyone's different. I'm not a doctor, and I don't want to be a doctor. I don't want to be a psychiatrist. I don't want to be someone's needy friend. I don't want to do that. If you need therapy, go to a professional therapist. If you need a stripper, go to a stripper. If you need a YouTuber, people can come in here, but on my terms. Why? Because that's what it is. And that's how I keep away from being not just sad, but angry. Because I get angry when I got to deal with people that want me to save them, and they're not putting any effort into their life. They want to know, tell me why I'm sad. Tell me why I'm sad. I said, look, we're all sad. We're all trying to figure this shit out, do what's best for us. He goes, you're in Palm Beach in the winter, in great shape. Well, I appreciate those compliments. No kids, debt-free, and you're living everyone's dream. It's true, and I still feel sad. I feel happier more than sad, but I want to give you that reality. So if you do what I'm doing and you still feel sad, you're not going to feel disillusioned. I'm not going to lead you astray. Like someone would say to you, Coconuts, like, oh, you got enough money to be happy. You're not in poverty, or you should be happy. But I'm sure you're still sad. So I want you to know, no matter what you do in life, millionaire, subsidized housing, living in a car, renting a room, whatever, you're going to have happiness and sadness. Why? It's human. So what do you do? Well, if it's dark outside, look, like I say, you're going to automatically be sadder. If you didn't work out, you're going to be sadder. So physical activity helps me. As you get older, that's tougher. But in one sense, that's why I think I am looking to settle down to a house for a level of stability, or a house, a home base or something. Because, look, traveling around, I'm able to discipline myself with a schedule, but I want to be able to have a home base where at night, when I'm done with my live feeds, like I'm going outside my complex or whatever, I'm going for a walk. Or I got some weights and stuff at home, or, for me, that's all part of that health and well-being. Right now, whatever, like I'm in a gas station, then I got to go to a gym, then I got to go somewhere else. I'm getting burnt out on the road. So, the road is for people who want to explore, who've never explored. I've explored. I had a guy the other day said, Sam, we would love to see you go on a trip. I go, what are you, fucking brain dead? I just fucking traveled the entire East Coast. I'm showing you all over Florida. I would like to see you finally get in your car and live in your car, okay? These guys, they've never lived in their car. They keep talking about they're going to live in their car one day, okay? And I'd like to see me go on a trip. Guys, I just traveled 3,000 miles in a month, okay? So let me tell you something, guys. Not you, coconuts, but this is what I'm saying. But then I said to myself, does this guy have a mental disability? Well, maybe. But am I his doctor? No. Come on, man. Nah, I was a little upset with that guy. I don't know if I blocked him, but I deleted his comment. Talking about, we'd like to see you go on a trip. Motherfucker, what YouTube channel you watch? I just traveled 3,000 miles. What you want me to do? You want me to go around like what Mickey Mouse like? You want me to take that trip? No, get the fuck out of here. All right, let's stay positive. Hal, I'm getting upset. Hal, I stopped talking to people about my problems. Well, that's an excellent comment, because 80% don't care. I want to say 99%, including mine. That's true. That's an excellent comment. And 20% are glad it's you. Well, that's I would agree with that. Keep pushing. Well, that's a good comment. You and Coconuts very strong tonight. Martha, what's up? Going through it as well the past few days. No direct cause. Yep, see, I agree with this. Holidays do subconsciously bring that about. Yeah, I don't feel that, but I feel what you're saying. Just a human experience, that's true. COVID does not help. Yeah, I would say that COVID adds to a level of mental depression. And they talked about that. Trump talked about that too. I agree with them. Upscale, what's up, brother? Payday, living in a Class C, good savings account. I'm sure he still feels sadness. He goes, self-care every day manages sadness and happiness. I agree with that. And I failed a little bit today because I didn't get to the gym, even though you got to have a rest day. But I've been running around because I tried to get a campground because I wanted to add a little bit of stability. I was going to get a campground. All the campgrounds are booked because, well, at least the ones that I was going to, because some of them are not open up at 25%. They're not open up at 100% capacity. It's the campgrounds, some of them. And, it is the height of snowbird season. Now, we don't have the Canadians and we don't have the Europeans here because of the COVID. But I guess there's still enough people and they're still not open 100%. So, because I'm tired of stealth parking a little bit. I wanted to get some stability. He goes, I know a chick heavily medicated. I know many. To be happy, and she's annoying. Yep, they want you to solve their life after they've gotten too much medication. And I don't always want to be around her. I never want to be around her. It's unrealistic. It's a disaster. I'm sad just thinking about that. Good comment. Kathy, hey, Kathy. When I cut off on healthy relationships, I feel less stressed and less moody. Well, I agree with that. And then you'll probably feel sadness because I wish I didn't have to cut them off. Every time you cut someone off, it's a death in your life. But death is part of life, so I agree you got to do it. Tony Guerrera, a member, a.k.a. and a super chat all the way from Canada. Damn it, brother. Good job tonight, Sam. I'm doing the best I can. In a sad world, I'm trying to stay happy. I'm trying to stay inspired. That's a full-time job. Sometimes my man Coconuts always asks me, like, Sam, what you going to do when you retired? Well, I say, shit, self-care, full-time job, man. Every day trying not to give into sadness is very tough. Tony Guerrero, thank you, brother. Shout out to Canada. Have I seen Canadians down in Florida? Not as many as past years. I see some people out-of-state license plates, Tennessee, Arizona. I saw an old lady today. She was probably in her 50s or 60s. She was still trying to look good. And she had a pet pig. She had a big van. I guess she was van lifing it all the way from Arizona. And I saw this pig in a park. And I said, what is this, a wild pig? I'm looking at the pig looking at me, and I'm like, where'd this pig come from? And the pig, and then the girls start coming, oh, come here, little, whatever the name was. And I said, that's your pig? I said, yeah. She goes, yeah. And then she had a ramp, went up the van and everything. That's crazy. Sabrina, $5 super chat. Sabrina, don't feel sad. Why? I don't know. But, I appreciate the $5 super chat. I'm pulling at strings not to cry. Sometimes you got to laugh to keep from crying. But keep showing up. Why? Because, look, when you don't show up, you feel more sad. It's like self-isolation. Thank you, Sabrina. Thank you, Tony. Appreciate you both. I feel a little bit better today, too, with my health. That's why I didn't go to the gym, too, because the past couple of days, my throat, I think it was to change the temperature. It got a little bit warmer back in South Florida today, and I like that. I can't stand the cold weather. And I'm not dressed for it. I only got like 2 hoodies and T-shirts. So, Sabrina, thank you. Tony, thank you. I appreciate you both. Sabrina goes, hello, Sam. I hope you're feeling better. I am feeling a little bit better. I appreciate you asking. I appreciate Coconut's asking that, too. I hope you're feeling good. All right, let's go back to live comments. Ryan, what's up, brother? At Hal. Yeah, Hal tore that up. Good comment, Hal. Good to see you, Ryan. Tony Guerrero. When you feel sad, it's best to think that today is money bag day. Well, that's true. I appreciate that, Tony. Tony, that's interesting, man. And thank you again for your graciousness. I said to myself today, I said, Sam, why are you even feeling sad? One is you got a payday. 2 is you've been, like kind of like what Coconut says, I'm kind of living just about everything I want to do. So I said to myself, well, I guess it's just part of life. It'll pass. Also, we want our cake and eat it too. I wish everything is good with my mom. I could see her, but still be in Florida. I wish I can have all the comforts of a home without the entanglements of a home. I wish I could always feel good without the sacrifice of working out. So it's like the human nature is there's sadness because we want everything to be everything good. And that's not life. Life is a cracked phone. Life is dookie stain on your drawers. Life is period stain on your favorite silk panties. Life is dookie. It's piece shit. So, and there's also blessings. You're just trying to do the best you can. That's what I said. You don't need people pulling you down. Why? Because you're going to pull yourself down. You got to lift yourself back up. You got to have other people lifting up. So good comments tonight, guys. Thank you for the encouragement. I hope this video is encouraging you somehow. Thank you very much, Tony, and thank you, Sabrina. Coconuts, people have their own problems. I want to stop right here. We'll go back to comment. I think Hal nailed it. I've been thinking about that myself. No one wants to hear your problems. It's true, including mine. No one wants to hear my shit. That's why I'm really cautious. I use this as an outlet, but I'm really cautious. Like when I talk to someone, I want to share that I'm still human and I go through stuff, but I don't want to throw like this big sad party because it's unhealthy for them. Number 1. Number 2 is it doesn't change anything. And number 3 is everyone's got their own problems already, so you don't need to dump more on their shoulders. Coconuts. People have their own problems. You nailed it. To care about our problems, Coconuts, you're on fire too. Self-care and caring about others is the key as best we can. I think working out is depression killer. I agree, and I didn't get in the gym today. And as you get older, that gets harder. So that's part of it too. Hal, Sam, you fit your YouTube name. Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. You are the truth. Well, I appreciate that. I'm still a flawed human, but I very much appreciate your gracious comment and your encouragement, man. And I think highly of you also. Mutual respect. Coconuts. Here we go. I will be happy when I'm pouring coconut juice all over my body in Boca. You will, but there'll be some psychopath that cuts you off the road in Florida because they drive crazy. You'll get here and you'll have moments of sadness, but you'll still be happier than New York. Like I think about Emoji Meme today, aka starting over in Florida. Look, when you get to your destination, you're going to say to yourself, you're going to be happy, but the high will wear off because everything new wears off. Like you get a new car and it smells new, but then it stops smelling new and you got, 70 months worth of payments. So you feel sad. You're always going to feel sad. Now, you shouldn't live in a state of deep depression. You got to look at what's going on in your life. But it is true that when you get to where you want to go, there's a level of sadness. But if you look deep enough in your daily routine tells you your life. Your daily routine tells you your life. If you look into your daily routine and what's missing or what you didn't do, you'll find out why you're sad. So I didn't work out. I'm moving around too much. I don't have enough stability. I'm not balanced enough. I'm at a point in my life where I got to add some balance. However, I want my cake and eat it too. I want to add stability without adding entanglement and commitment. I can't do it. So, but right now, another issue I'm facing is there is no inventory for any type of home base. Everything is inflated. Stock market all-time high today. Houses fly off the market in 1 minute. And there's no RVs for the next year. So it's crazy. We got to take life one day at a time. Upscale. I am in Melbourne. Oh, Melbourne, Florida. Shout out to Melbourne, Florida. We got a couple of great viewers. One of the first people I met in Florida was from Melbourne, Florida. I almost bought a townhome there in 2009. Shout out to Karen. And who's the other viewer? I forgot. There was a couple of viewers from Melbourne Beach. Melbourne's a great area. Melbourne is East Coast Central. It doesn't have a Caribbean vibe, but it does have a scenic, peaceful ocean vibe. Going to try and get away with some beach parking during the day. You'll be fine. Walmart at night. Let me think about this. I've been to Melbourne. Think about how that Walmart was. Walmart's hit or miss. There was some Planet Fitness stuff parking, but Planet Fitness ain't open 24/7. I don't know if there's any Anytime Fitness. I would say I don't know if there's any Crackle Barrels. I can't remember. But in the Melbourne area, they have a lot of rest areas off I-95. Also in Melbourne, they have a couple truck stops in North Melbourne. I've spent nights there. You have to pay nothing. So I would check out, the best area is either the rest area off I-95 in Melbourne or the truck stop off I-95. There's a few of them right off I-95. Forgot. I don't know if they were a Pilot or Travel Lodge or something. So I would try the truck stops or rest areas because the Walmarts, I can't remember them being a go, but I didn't go to all of them. And I know Planet Fitness is, they're not 24/7 on the weekends, so you got to work around that. Yeah, Melbourne's a good spot, man. So yeah, you should do videos from there, or at least enjoy your weekend, brother. Coconut's laughing on the ground. Good. Laughter's good for the soul. Keep out sadness. Kathy, sadness is a normal emotion. I wish it wasn't, but it's true. But I try to get myself busy. Well, productivity's key. Whenever I feel sad, good job. Depression is real. Depression's very real. It's very real. But we can't stay there. So sometimes we got to kick ourselves in the ass. Say, look, I can make myself more sad. I can play Sade. I can think about all the bad things, all the bad memories. I can think about the people I've lost, whether I had to cut them off or whether they died. But that's not going to make life better. So why make life worse? Good job, Sabrina. Sabrina, thank you again for your love and grace. How are you feeling? And how are you doing? She goes, hello, Sam. I hope you're feeling better. Yeah, I appreciate that again. I appreciate you and Tony with the tips. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing good, man. So, let me know in the comments, guys, how you guys are doing. It was great to hear Upscale's getting for a little trip because Upscale's from South Florida. So he's going to Melbourne, which is Central Florida. I was thinking about that. Sometimes taking a little bit of a trip. And Florida is a big state to explore. I could do that. And maybe that would relieve some sadness. So that's actually a good suggestion. But let me know how you guys are feeling and how your week was. Thank you both again, Martha. Exactly. We're all trying to figure life out one day at a time. That's so true. Thinkers especially deal with ups and downs. That's true. I discovered about 99% of the time the morning comes. And yeah, I totally agree with that. Look, when the sun comes out, I'm not saying it makes all your problems go away, but it feels better. Darkness makes you sadder. It's true. Upscale. Go to, I don't know how to pronounce this, Tabaki Unagi in Hollywood. I never heard of that. They got tent camping and walking distance to Starbucks. Really? I'll have to Google that. I never heard of that. Thank you for the suggestion. Martha, laughing. Yep, about people who haven't spent the time mobile living. Yeah, I hate to say that because I understand I've been on the opposite end. But I was really frustrated when I read that comment. Now, maybe he's got mental disability or something. But it's like, come on, man. It's like, I felt like, he was like just projecting on me like, oh, I want you to go take a trip. We want you to go take a trip. I'm like, bro, I was in New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, all over Florida. And I'm saying to myself, this guy wants to take a trip. He wants me to take a trip for him. And I said, this is why I didn't have kids. Imagine him in the back of the minivan. Daddy, can we go here? Shut the fuck up. That's why I don't have kids. I'm a good father, but I don't have kids. You know what I mean? That's the case. I love him, but it was a little upset. He goes, it can burn out. constantly. This is why I can't have kids. You're right. Now, thank God, I feel happy now. I'm gonna get kids. You need a break. I need a break. I can't have kids. Airbnb for two. Nah, it's true. Yeah, I need some stability, Martha. The thing is, I'm an all or nothing guy. So for me, and maybe I'm wrong sometimes with that, but for me, I'm like, either I'm buying or I'm not going to waste money on renting. But I even did think today, well, I was saying maybe get a hotel for a couple weeks. I was going to get a campground for a couple weeks, but I couldn't find one that I wanted to go to. I tried to, they were booked. So then I said to myself, do I want to get a hotel? I'm thinking about it, but, it's like, it's crazy, man. It's like, I'd rather put that money towards a home base. We'll see. Good suggestion, though. Maybe I need a break. Maybe if I do that, then I don't even want a home base after 2 weeks. So, or maybe do like Upscale's doing. Maybe go for a little bit of a road trip within Florida. I got to think about it a little bit. I got to get through tonight. How come you feel sad? You're trying to think about your entire life. How come you feel sad? You're trying to figure out the rest of your life. Just get through today. And I got to work out tomorrow morning. And then everything will just go from there, one step at a time. Good job. Where are we at? Yeah, Coconuts gave Martha a thumbs up. Yeah, that was a good suggestion. Coconuts. As a single person, I can't wait till holidays are over. Yeah, I don't even like the holidays. But again, if you're young, when I was a kid, I liked them, so I don't want to begrudge kids from liking them. And if you have a family, that's what you like. So I don't begrudge people for celebrating them, but not what I want to do. But I'm thankful to be feeling better. Thank you again, Sabrina, for asking, and thank you, Tony Guerrero. Back to the comments. Ryan, what's up, brother? Sadness? He goes, sadness, I luckily don't deal with. Okay, that's good. Anger is the emotion I struggle with. Well, I appreciate you sharing. Working out helps tremendously. I totally agree. Never go more than 3 days without working out. I walk every day, but I got to get my my heart rate up. And to get your heart rate up for me, I got to lift light weights. It's a little bit heavy weights. So I got to do that. Good job. I agree with. Thank you for sharing, Ryan. Upscale. I can tell you really don't want to buy a stick and brick. Oh, I definitely don't. So just don't. No, I definitely don't want that. The issues will be the summer humidity. No, I don't. I want an RV lot. Preferably with an RV already on it. I really don't want the commitment of being in a community, but I can't have everything. But if I can't find the right thing, I'm nomading. Why? I'm not gonna buy something I don't want. I've been thinking about that, so that don't make any sense. So yeah, but you're right. I don't want a condo. I don't want a house. And that's what's kind of killing me too, because like how many RV lots are there in decent areas? Not many. There's more houses obviously because that's the normal. So RV lots are not that many. So that's a little bit of a dynamic I'm facing. And you got an economy that's everything's low inventory. Upscale. What would you say to that new Toyota Sienna hybrid minivan? Oh, I don't like minivans. Nope, I don't have kids. I don't want a minivan. But even though I understand it's almost like a motorhome. With auto temperature control, I like that. The van is a beauty. I hate minivans. But yeah, I don't want a minivan. But I would say this, that I have 6 months to figure out the temperature control. Because I'm not going to need the temperature control with regards to air conditioning till May, maybe even June. I can get away with a battery power fan, what I use now, what I've used for 4 years, until June. In June, in Florida, even up north, you got to have some type of air conditioning or it's too tough. So I got 6 months to figure that out. But I thought about that too today, Upscale. Like, is it time to trade in my car? The replacement sunroof I ordered, it still isn't in. So every time I stop and I go to park for a night, I got to take my sunroof because I can't drive with the sunroof on because there's nothing holding this on. I have to take it off when I drive, put it back on when I stop, or else it'll fly off. And I can't leave it off in the middle of the night. Things will just fly in or rain can come in. So I was thinking about that too. Well, it's the time to get a new car. Well, I said, there's nothing really out there that I want because if I'm going to get a home base, I'm not going to get a hybrid or electric. It doesn't make sense. If I'm going to get a home base, I'm going to get like a Kia Soul and just ride that shit out because I don't need a hybrid. But if I'm not going to get a home base, I'm going to get a hybrid or electric. Which ones would I want? Well, I would like the Prius Prime or the RAV4 Prime but the Prius Prime don't have a sunroof. The RAV4 Prime, you can't find them, and they're a little expensive. I looked at the Kia Niro plug-in. That's available, but it looks a little bit like a station wagon. And that's it. I mean, you say, well, what about Tesla? I don't know. I haven't really seen any sale. I don't. I really still don't feel good about Tesla, but I would like a hybrid plug-in. But I have to, I have to figure out what's best and see. I don't want to just buy something to make sadness go away. It has to have a practical use. Kathy, being single, I think I am more in control of my emotions. I totally agree with that. The most emotionally unhealthy, the most emotional roller coaster I ever went through was being in relationships. And sometimes they were good relationships. It's just part of the deal. And I don't want to go through that anymore. I don't want another dog anymore. Dog helped me. But when my dog died and that couple months, that year or so at the end, it was a disaster. And I still haunts me those memories. So I don't want to go through that again. And that's the tough part about getting older too. It's like for me, I look at what are my options. And being that, as you get older, you got more life experience. I go, well, I know getting a dog is not just to make you happy because I know it's work, number one. Number two is I know it's more sadness when they die and they get hurt or sick. And a relationship, same thing. It's like, it's not just like kissing them on their forehead and laying there at night. It's a disaster. Martha, Superman emoji, super sticker, super chat. Damn it, Martha. Thank you. I appreciate that. Does that make me sad? No, that makes me kind of happy. Thank you very much, Martha. I appreciate that. Thank you, Martha. Thank you, Sabrina. And thank you, Tony Guerrero. Very kind to you, Martha. Thank you. Gracious. For your break. Yeah, let me take a hydration break. And we'll get back to live comments. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. I mean, it feels good to talk about a little bit. Now, look, when I end the live feed and when I'm by myself, I'm by myself. Nighttime as a nomad is hard. It's harder to be a nomad if you stay in the same area. If you're moving like upscale, I don't know. When you're moving, you got to find your new rhythm. But at the same time, wherever you park, it's going to be your first time there. And no one's going to say like, oh, you're abusing it. So I don't know, man. But let's just take life one day at a time. Thank you very much, Martha. Howell. This winter is going to be a long and dark here in New York. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing, man. And around the world, that's what they're saying. I applied for a few hotel jobs. Good job, man. In Florida, good job. And Hilton Head. Ooh, South Carolina? Yeah. Well, Hilton Head's a nice area. If you say inspirational nomad, I've been to South Carolina. I've been to Hilton Head. What is my favorite part of South Carolina if I had to go? Hilton Head. So if you get a job in Hilton Head, I would say that's better. Is it better than New York City? Well, it's a small place. It'll be a good experience though for a young person, or even a middle-aged person, whatever. Yeah, it'll be a good experience. Hilton Head's a good experience for you. Because look, even Miami, if you're applying for jobs in Miami, Miami's a good experience, but again, it's also it's a little bit too congested. But yeah, we're in a unique spot. I mean, this is what I would tell you, Hal. If you love that industry, stay in that industry, that hotel, customer service industry. But if you don't like that industry, do you want to pivot? You get a point in your career that you have to pivot from an electrician into IT. Because, I went through what you went through as a union electrician worker, where the work was sometimes inconsistent. I was getting laid off. I was on unemployment. And I saw that industry for what it was. And then I said, to go to the next level, I'm going to have to switch industries. I didn't really know how it was all going to unfold. And I had a mentor kind of tell me, because I was looking at different jobs. And he was like, well, you'd probably be best to get into the IT industry because that's the future. So what I would tell someone in the hotel, restaurant, customer service business, look, I'm sure after the vaccine, that stuff will come back. And in some areas, I still see restaurants down here. They're doing the best they can, but now's the time to pivot. Look, that's a very tough industry. The hotel, restaurant, customer service, retail. Retail's a brutal industry. It's a low ceiling, low reward industry. There's really not much upside. Of course, you can be a manager of a hotel. Of course, you can be a regional manager. But, the industry is losing money. There's very few jobs. You'd be bet, in my opinion, but you got to do what you want. These are just my thoughts I'm sharing with you through my own life experience. You'd be good right now while you have unemployment, while you're not desperate to not apply for that industry, but to apply for jobs maybe that have some relation to that industry, but are more in a different sector. As an example, I don't know, a coordinator. I don't know, man. I'd say a project manager in the medical or IT industry, or look, I would pivot. I don't know exactly, but if you have been a front desk worker, if you have managed customers, then how can you translate that from managing customers at the front desk of a hotel to IT? In IT, they have customer account reps. So when a customer submits an order for a new IT server deployment, they have an account rep. So you can be an account rep because you can leverage your experience from working with a customer and executing their reservations. Executing a customer's reservations for a hotel is at a basic level the same thing as taking an IT server deployment from a customer, taking that order, processing it through the sales process, and then delivering it to the local site to execute the installation. So what I would tell you, now is the time to pivot and leverage some of your experience into a new industry that's growing, not dying. I think now's time to do it because you don't have that much risk and you got a lot of upside. And there's a lot of people still not willing to work. Hal, we all need to be blessed every day we touch the ground. Well, I tell you, as I get older, man, I don't like agree with the saying that every day above ground is a blessing. It's like almost like hypocrisy, because people say that when someone dies, they say, oh, they're in a better place. Well, if they're in a better place after they die, then why do we say every day above ground's a blessing? It should be every day above ground's a curse. However, I'm not a psychopath who wants to make you go depressed. However, I'm a realist who have seen both sides of the coin. I knew pastors that were speaking in tongues that were depressed and having adultery affairs. I knew a guy, he was donating 10% of everything. He had like a shalom garments. He had the armor of God plastered on his wall, and he would go to the Asian massage parlor every 2 weeks to get a happy ending. I said, damn, I thought the joy of the Lord is your strength. Come to find out the joy of the Asian masseuse cum shot was his happy ending. I ain't mad at that. Guys, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Let's take a hydration break. Martha, thank you. Sabrina, thank you. Tony Guerrero, thank you. Thank you to all my members. Shabbat Shalom. That's all I can say. It's a disaster. Hal, gotta fight through those moments. You damn right. Good comment. And realize it's life. Hal, you're on fire tonight. Coconuts. Tahoe's nice. Tahoe's too big. You talking about Lake Tahoe or Chevy Tahoe? Both too big, in my opinion. Good job, though, Coconuts. Sabrina. I'm feeling a little bit better. Praise the Lord. Sabrina had COVID. I still can't yet have my surgery. Oh, because of the COVID, where they're not doing like non-essential surgery. She goes, I got to get my A1C down even more. What does that mean? A1C? I recently found out I can get additional compensation, good, for chronic pain because of the disability. Yeah, Sabrina, I believe she said she's on a military 40% disability. So if you can get more, and if you got the medical records, I would say get it. Why? Hey, get as much as you can, shit, and take care of yourself. Especially if you served in the Army. If you served in any branch of the military, the whole thing is you don't get paid that much. But what you do have is good benefits, and if you're in there long enough or something happens, you have lifelong health care through the VA. You could get a pension. I believe they still have 20 years and out. So if you had nothing else going on, look, there's something to be said for not my thing, but I know people that it's really helped their life to be in the Army. And they've done a great job, being good people, being just a lot of service. So, and it does help you in your career too. Like I know people in the IT industry, they were ex-military, and they they were, and that helps because it shows that, you have a level of discipline and sacrifice, Sabrina. Part of wants to get better, but on the other hand, I'm getting older and I will never be as healthy as I was when I was younger. Well, that's true. That's the negative about disability. That's why I believe in universal basic income for everyone, as long as it doesn't leave you with less benefits than disability. Why? Because once you claim disability, you don't have an incentive to kind of get better. Because if you're on disability getting $1,000, $1,200 a month, and you can't DoorDash, like I was thinking about like Gail too, like, right, if you're getting subsidized housing or if you're in disability, you actually can't make a certain amount of money or else then you lose those benefits. So it's like society kind of pins you in a hole where now you almost have to keep getting or stay sick or stay disabled or not be active, because if you have too much money on the books, they'll take away your benefits. And that's why I believe, look, let's just get away from all that shit. Just give everyone universal basic income. As long as it covers the bare essentials. And, I don't know, man, but I guess there's a lot of negatives with that too. And there could be not negatives with that too, but I just feel now I see a lot of people, they definitely have some level of disability physically or mentally, and they should get help. I'm all for that. But I also see the system, it pins them in a state where they're not incentivized to get better, and actually they're decentivized to get better. Because if they get better and they take a risk, they say, look, I don't need this anymore, I'm going to take a risk, and it doesn't work out, then they got to go back in the back of the line. And they knew how long it took for them to get disability, how long it took for them to get subsidized housing. So they don't want to get, especially as you get older, you can't take that much risk. So, that's the negative about the, disability thing. But if you need it, you need it. You put into it. Martha, thank you again, Martha. Is very gracious of you. Thank you, Martha. Thank you, Sabrina. Thank you, Tony Guerrero. You guys are very kind to me. I don't take it for granted. I appreciate all your love, Martha. For your break, let's take another hydration break, guys. Do I feel happier than I was when I started the live feed? Yes. Will I feel sad again while I'm by myself and I'm in the dark? Yeah, because I got to look for parking tonight. And it's starting to wear on me. But I'm still blessed. Some people, I don't know, man. Maybe you almost got to not give a fuck. Because I see some people live in their car and they're more on the destitute end. And they park in the same spots every night. And their cars run down. And no one bothers them. So either one is the cops know them or whatever. But I don't feel comfortable doing that. So it's like, I don't know, maybe sometimes I move and I don't have to move. No one would bother me. But I don't feel comfortable doing that. So, I don't know. A big part of it's mental, Sabrina. I have to wonder to myself, is getting $3,000 a month tax-free compensation worth my health? It's an interesting question. Or is it really reality of getting old? I'll tell you, it's a very interesting question, Sabrina. I appreciate you sharing. Look, in one sense, if you're 58 and if you haven't worked in years, I would tell you take the $3,000 and run. As long as you don't have to do unnecessary surgeries or take unnecessary pills that are destroying you, because nothing is worth your well-being. But that's the thing. Look, as you get older, I understand you can't take as much risk. But $3,000 a month is what the average retiree, the average Social Security is like $1,500 a month. The average rent is $1,200 a month. The average person is barely getting by. So I don't know, only you obviously know your situation. There's a scripture that says no one truly knows your pain and no one truly knows your joy. Kind of back to some of the comments today where like people were saying that no one wants to hear your problems, which I tend to agree. You'll figure it out. I think you're a smart woman. Coconuts. Would you make $3,000 a month in Florida and be happy, or make $15,000 a month in New Jersey and be sad? Well, that's an interesting question. That's a big difference. That's a big difference, man. That would $15,000 a month is a lot. $3,000 a month is average. So I mean, if I had to, do I have to live in New Jersey my entire life? If I had to live in New Jersey my entire life with the winters, I would probably have to lean towards no. But I don't want to say no because I don't want to leave money on the table. Um, so, but yeah, I mean, look, at a certain point, you got to take a loss. Now, it all depends on your age, right? But at the same time, the earlier in life you can figure out how to live on less, the better you are. Florida's not perfect, so I would not want to tell people, look, just take less money and be in Florida because you're automatically going to be happy. You're still going to be sad in Florida. But I think for me, I'm happier. Now you say, what brings me sadness? Well, I'm out here by myself. So you say, well, if you had family or friends, would that make you happy? No. In our mind, though, we think it would. But all you have to do is spend time with friends and family, and then you're sad again. So I think it's just a human condition that we want everything, and the dream is better than reality. But look, I made the sacrifices to be in Florida most of the time because for me, it's better. I'm not saying it's for everyone's better. For me, it is. And right now, at my point in life, as long as I can, like if I got laid off and I had an option, I can get another job for $3K a month or go back to New York for $15K a month, I would probably stay in Florida. I can't see myself going back to New York, not to live. I'd go back to visit. I'd work remotely for a company in New York, but I'm not going to live there. Obviously, you always got to be willing to be flexible and change, but that's kind of me just talking it out. Good question, Hal. Upscale, you're right. My problem was I didn't know what 13 years of desk experience could get me outside of the hotel business. Project manager or account manager. Now I have a better understanding. Yes, logistics manager. So look, when you work at the front desk, you're a project manager, you're a logistics manager, you are an account rep. You're an account rep. You are delivering a service to the end user, the customer. Whether it's coordinating with the maids, whether it's coordinating with room service, whether it's, again, using what software systems do you use to book the reservations? What software systems do you use to manage people's accounts? So, think about all the software systems, put them in your resume that you use, because I'm sure now hotels, they may have Salesforce, they may have Workday, they may have other software systems that are integrated in most companies. Because now most companies operate off basic software, a SharePoint system. So also a lot of hotels, they have a small data center within their hotel. They have a computer room with a couple of IT servers, right? Also, hotels have maintenance. They have generators. They have boiler rooms. So that's a maintenance part of it. So there's different layers of a building and building management. You're a building manager. You could be a facilities manager. So I'm not saying you're going to get the first job you apply, because there is a gap when you transition from one industry to another. Usually, like I did, you have to start off at a lower level, but you have a set of basic skills that you could leverage. But the longer you stay out of the workforce, the harder it is to get back in. So like Sabrina's facing that now. She said she's a 58-year-old woman. She's got some health issues. It sounds like she ain't been in the workforce in a couple of years. Now it's harder to enter. And that's why I tell you, like if you're 25, if you're 35, if you're 45, don't get caught in that cycle. Now look, what I think once you get to the age of 55, that's when you can begin to transition out of the workforce. Because 55 is the first age that you can begin to draw off a pension if you have one. You're only 4.5 years of being able to take out of your 401k. At 59 and a half, you can take out of a 401k. At 62, you can start collecting Social Security. At 65 or 66, you can get Medicare. So, once you get 55 and 55 too, once you turn 55, there's certain communities you can buy a house in or you can rent in, and it's a little bit subsidized, a little bit cheaper. So once you hit 55, you start to get into a downshifting mode out of the workforce. I'm not saying you're going to retire at 55. You may, but 55 starts the countdown. But if you're 18 through 55. You need to get on the horse. So you build up your Social Security, you build up your 401k, you build up your investments, you build up your savings, you build up your experience, and you leverage it so you have easier jobs as you get older. As you get older, you don't want to be at the front desk, you want to be behind the corporate desk. So that's kind of my overall philosophy. Let's take a hydration break. Thank you again, Tony Guerrera. Thank you again, Sabrina. And thank you again, Martha. Thank you to all my members. Gratitude. Yeah, I appreciate you guys being with me. I'm grateful. Let's go back to live comments. Bryce, what's up, man? See, I feel bad bitching about sadness. Bryce is in the hospital. He's supposed to get out tomorrow. I got to smack myself for even feeling sad. He goes, my God, Nomad, still at it. That's what's up. Greetings, brother. Greetings to you, brother. Now I feel better. Why? Because, I'm glad that Bryce is encouraged. He's in the hospital, number one. Number two, I just remembered again it was payday. And number three is I always feel better after I show up. I always feel sadder when I don't show up. So keep showing up. Let's go. Get out of there, Hal. Bryce. Hey, well, I'm about to leave this home-based hospital. Praise the Lord. I'll tell you guys, yeah, if you feel sad, remember you're not in the hospital. That's an excellent comment here. About to leave the hospital and go back to temporary staying in my car. It's a bittersweet moment. Yeah, I can understand. Wow, man, you got to go from the hospital to your car. Were you living in your car prior? You have the health to live in your car? That's a little challenging. That's the number one thing you need to live in your car, your health, and obviously, like everything, you need a level of income. Yeah, but that's interesting, brother. I didn't know you were living in your car prior to going into the hospital. What did you go into the hospital for again? Bryce says, these spots you could park at permanently, bro. You just got to look. Probably, yeah, hotels tend to be pretty sweet. You could do it. I see people do it. I don't feel comfortable because I know technically you're not allowed to. I don't know. It's probably just something in my mind, but I don't feel comfortable. He goes, you ran out of options. Blessings, brother. No, I'm blessed. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I'm a little bit anal because I want to be able to have a justified reason wherever I'm parked at. It's on the up and up. I don't want to get that knock and then be like, so. But I'm grateful, guys. We'll figure it out. We just take life one day at a time, and don't try to figure out your entire life tonight. Why? It's going to bring sadness. What should you figure out tonight? Just how to get through tonight. When tomorrow comes, when the sun comes, joy comes in the morning, and keep pushing forward as best you can, one day at a time. There's no magical answer. As you get older, life gets harder, I think, a little bit. In one sense, life gets easier where hopefully through maturity and experience, you're able to be smarter in some aspects of life. You're able, hopefully, maybe even have a little bit more authority and control. That's one part I hated about being young. I felt like everyone always had authority over me, telling me what to do, where to go, whatever, whether I listened or not. But, I always wanted to be an adult so that I can control my destiny. Now, part of being an adult is the responsibility part that many people don't like. And that's what brings sadness. Well, I wish I can go back to a kid when I didn't have to worry about anything and I was just watching cartoons. Guys, look at all the sad people that are doing that as adults. So we can't go backwards. Trying to go backwards in life will not bring you joy. It'll bring you more sadness. You got to go forward. Life is meant to be lived forward. Got it. Bryce. Yeah, I was living in my car. I got a home to go to. Well, that's a blessing. But me and my grandmother don't really get along. Well, I understand. But I could go back if I want. Well, it's good to have an option in emergency. But I totally think that there is a time in your life where you got to get out of your family's house. Again, if there's an emergency or you got a disability, there's nothing wrong with it. But if there's not an emergency, you don't have a disability, I'm not saying you can't visit your family. I'm not saying if there's an emergency, if there's a shutdown. But I'm saying as a way of life as an adult, I moved out at the age of 22. And for the past 6 months when I was with my mom, that was the longest I've been with her since my young 20s. And what I could tell you is, well, one is I love spending time with my mom, but I also know there's something inside every adult that yearns to live their own life and make their own footprints. It's just what life is. I think about Edith. I know she always thinks about that with her son. And it's true. But look, it's a dynamic. You miss your mom or you miss your child, but you also know for them and for you, people need to do their own life. It's a that's what life is. It's like, I don't know if they call it like a paradigm or a paradox. It's like this weird thing where, again, we want our cake and eat it too. We want everything, but you can't have everything. And so what do? You do the best you can. And, but I see people with horrible mental health and they're living with their parents. I see people with not putting any demand on their talents and their gifts, and they're destroying their life. I mean, I'm not saying you should put so much pressure on yourself that you have a mental breakdown. But if you don't put any pressure on yourself, you're never going to grow. You're going to regress. There's got to, look, and I've had a couple breakdowns. Part of life. So, you got to, it's part of life. And without that, you're not living. You're just, but everyone has a different way. These are just my general thoughts tonight. But, yeah, I guess, look, too, when you're sad, I'm thinking about upscale, too. Yeah, take a trip if you can. The COVID, back to some other person's point, look, the COVID got society messed up mentally. It's got society off balance. And hopefully we get through these next 3 months, get out of winter. Because even in Florida, I think Florida's probably the freest state. It's got the most stuff open, least restrictions. And I'm glad I'm here. But it's definitely, it doesn't feel normal. Society doesn't feel normal. It still feels like, like everything isn't 100%. I think people are going to be wearing masks for 5 more years. Why? Because even after the vaccine, how long is it going to take to get everyone a vaccine or get herd immunity? Years. And even when you get everyone vaccine, you're going to want a couple of years of data showing that there's no more outbreaks. Because what is science? Collecting data and studying it and forming a conclusion. So how can you form a conclusion, collect data without years of experience? So I think we're going to be wearing masks for 5 more years, at least. I think in 2023, you're still going to be wearing a mask. I could be wrong. So that's mentally challenging. It makes some people sad. It makes some people sad now that they can't go in a restaurant, and I understand why. But if you're in Florida, you could. So look, I still believe in the right to choose. I still don't think there's been any hospital that's been technically over flooded. So what are you going to do? There's always going to be something in life. That's what I tell you. But we persevere. We keep pushing forward, keep showing up, do the best we can. When in doubt, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You may have to reinvent yourself. But usually what you have to do is just take life one day at a time. That's the best thing. You'll get through tonight, God willing. And that's it. So gratitude again. Thank you, Tony Guerrero. Thank you, Sabrina. Thank you, Martha. Thank you, Coconuts. Always in here great with great comments. Hal, great comments tonight too. Upscale, man. Enjoy Melbourne, Florida. Kathy, appreciate you. Ryan, always good to see you, Ryan, man. Love to you. I feel like I was missing someone. I think we got it's Bryce. Man, that's a Bryce. Bryce, man, getting out of the hospital tomorrow. That's a big move, man. Let us be thankful. Let us push forward. I appreciate you. One day at a time.